definitely your job is going to be large enough, right? When elected, that is going to be a big enough job. But I would be remiss if I didn't ask about all of, because, I think I made it well known that I'm a fan of Kwame Nkrumah and the idea of Pan-Africanism and stuff that that came out in the 60s. And we see this all throughout, and it's coming back again, right? Mm-hmm. We see this. And so with your idea of going back, right, serving the people, but obviously that's going to be here in the background. What are your thoughts on that kind of neo Pan-African movement? Or is it a neo? It's not really neo. Gaddafi. We know America.
I draw a lot from the old Pan-Africanists. I draw a lot from them. There are lessons to be learned from them. Great lessons. I wouldn't say that I look at them as terribly horrible people and that ended up being, just terrible. I believe, like I said, when you are going out there, when you are making that decision to serve your people, your heart is in it. The one problem that I have seen, though, is once people taste that little power, they want to stay on. They want to stay on forever. There's no succession plan. It's me and my kids. I must pass it on like a kingdom, that's a problem. So I do like the fact that people are waking up to speaking truth to power. I like that idea. I don't like the violence that goes with it in some cases, but I like the idea of being able to stand up and speak truth to power. Like for myself personally, I am not afraid to call out my president of my country. He is there to serve me. Of course, people get threats. You get the hand clappers coming out and having a go at you, pretty much tearing you down on social media, all sorts of things. But that will not stop me from speaking truth to power. When you speak truth to power, it's not like you want your leaders to fail. You want them to do better. But the way it's perceived is, oh, they are sabotaging us. Why is she speaking this way? She should have spoken to me behind closed doors, which is not something I am going to support. You are my leader. You are a public figure. You're serving the public. I will address you in public, if need be. Let's have these closed door meetings, but it will not stop me from speaking the truth. If I must, address something, I will say it out. So I do like what is going on. I just don't like the violence that is coming with it.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that there is a almost a cultural zeitgeist, like a movement across the world, right? Of people saying, no, we're not gonna play this behind closed doors game where you can sweep things under the rug again. And we can, just as I said, this neo movement. And I said, well, it's not really a neo movement. It's been going on. It's just been, the lid's been put on it. Every time it starts smoking again, the lid is put on it and they go, don't look over there.
I think we're also seeing a lot of it now because we have access to our mobile phones. Everybody can access this in real time. So we are finally getting to see these things have been happening in other countries. Like you say, it has been happening, but it just wasn't put out there. Now we're seeing things in real time. We're seeing events happening in real time. And we are using those events to get our own leaders to get in line, see what happened to that guy over there in that country. If you don't fix up and look sharp, it's going to be you next.
It has a way of echoing, or if it doesn't repeat, it echoes, right? History will march. What are your main priorities in your
my main priorities are education, entrepreneurship, and youth empowerment. An educated nation, you can pretty much do anything. You empower the youth. The country, majority of the population are still classified as youth. Now, when I say youth, in Malawi, you could be 38 and still be looked at as a young person. So young people in their most productive stages of their life, very marginalized, make up majority of the population, but do not have a seat at the decision-making table. We are told that we are doing this for you, the leaders of tomorrow, the young people, but we don't have a seat at that table. We don't have a say. So for me is to ensure that when you are doing something for me, for the young people, let them be there and have a seat. Let them have a say, because it is for them that you're doing it for. So youth empowerment is one of the main things. I wish when I was coming up, I wish these were the issues that were being encouraged. We've always been told you are the leaders of tomorrow. Tomorrow has come and gone. We're still waiting for the same guys to get out of office so they can, give us a chance to implement the things that they have been teaching us. So that, and education, access to education, standards of education, the quality of education. I worry a lot. I've been to schools in Malawi. I've been to schools in England. I've been to schools here. And, what we are able to achieve in Malawi with so little resources is quite amazing. I've seen a guy teaching a computer class using a chalkboard, not a single computer in the classroom, and he's teaching kids how to operate a computer. There's not a single computer there. Things like that we take for granted. So I want to invest in education, entrepreneurship. If you have money in your pockets, you're empowered. You're not waiting for handouts. You're not being used by any politician to do what they say for the chance of being given a handout. So if you have money in your pocket, I think your voice is a little stronger. So that's what I want to do. And the entrepreneurship is not just for young people, it's also for women, another marginalized group in the countries.
I mean, like you said, when you think about the idea of those three things together, and the idea of making something for the tomorrow that is right now, because I when you said that, all I could think of is, oh, yeah, I guess those guys have been in power since before I was born. And when my dad was in high school, and now he's an old man. And wait, they're old men.
Still there. He's still in that position. When am I going to get a chance?